Hey guys, Paul from Babel Tech here again. I wanted to make a video about troubleshooting for the um, Babel Tech page editor. So somebody asked me the other day if it's possible to really break things, and I just wanted to explain that. So while the page editor does have a lot of options, it is pretty forgiving. So if you do kind of mess things up a little bit, it's pretty easy to recover from that and just backtrace to the stage that you're at before. So I'm just going to go through a few things with you. So what we have here is the home page of my demo site for now. So what I might do is if I launch the page editor. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is let's say I want to make some changes on like a test page, and just I'm not really sure what I want it to look like, so I want to play around a little bit. So what I could do is come over here, and you see this option that says duplicate layout. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to make a copy for me of that page. So it's just in draft mode at the moment. So let me change the title of this. Let's call it test version of the booking page. And yeah, let me publish that. Okay, so you'll now see that it's in my pages here. Okay, so we can launch the Babel Tech page editor again from here, and you can see that I'm on the right page here. It says test version of the booking page. Now, first thing I wanted to show you a simple thing. When you open up the page editor, you'll see that it pulls out this drop-down menu like this. I like that. I kind of prefer that, but some people might want to drag that over to the left. So like on Elementor, I think, which is another page builder, you have all of the editing modules on the left side of the page. So some people might like that. You could also put it over here on the right side of the page if that's what you prefer. But I just like to have it sort of free floating. So yeah, as far as like really messing things up is concerned, the only thing that you might have is if like you make some changes to the page and it seems as though it's hanging, as though the changes haven't really been applied. Sometimes you just have to give it a few seconds because maybe like the code's updating in the background, or you might just have to refresh your browser, or maybe save the page. So it'll be one of those things. Just give it a couple of seconds, or refresh the browser, or save the page. But those are the only real hiccups that you might encounter. In any other situation where, let's say, you make some changes to a page and you want to step back from that and go back to something that you did previously, I'll show you how we can do that. So let's say I want to make some changes on here, and what I want to do is maybe change this call out here. So I'm going to change this. So 10-week online lesson program. Let's say I want to make this a 20-week online lesson program, and instead of 50-minute private lessons, let's change it to 25-minute private lessons. So I saved that, and let's see now what if I decided, hey, no, that's a big mistake. I don't want to do that after all. I want to go back from there. Well, what I can do is if I go up to the history section here, you can see that this is the current state that text editor was edited. So, but if I want to go back to what I had before, I'll just have to go back to the previous state. Click on that, and there you can go. And there you see we're back to 10 weeks, 50-minute private lessons. So that's what this history panel does. So any changes that you make to the page before you publish them, it will keep a record of them up here, and you can go back to any of these history states before you publish. Once you publish, it'll clear that history and go to this draft created history. Now let's say, okay, so let's say I want to try something else here. I want to add a gallery in here. So what I can do is if I click on the search and I search for gallery, so let me put this in here. Let's say I want to make a gallery. This might be a gallery of like all of my previous students, for example. So I need to choose some photos here. So let me pick some photos from the media gallery. I'll pick you and you and you, you and maybe who else can we pick? Okay, and you and you and you. Okay, so let's add these to the gallery. Update the gallery. Okay, and so now I've got a gallery in there. Now these photos might be a little, excuse me, a little too big. Let's try with small size. Okay, that might be better. So let's save that. Okay. Now I want to check how this gallery is going to look on other versions, like on other screen sizes. So how can I do that? Well, an easy way to do that is if you come up to preview layout here, and if we go to this is the tablet version. It's not too bad. The smartphone version. Okay, not too bad. Well, let's go back to editing then. Let's see. Okay, style. Okay, general. Yeah. Okay, so what else we got here? Thumbs. Okay, let's try thumbs. What does this do for us? Okay, so I think this means that they're using like a consistent sized photo for the gallery. So let's save that. And let's take another look. Preview. Okay, and now for tablet. Okay, yeah, I think that kind of looks better using the thumb-sized images. So let's go with that. Actually, let's just remove one of those. Instead of 7 photos, let's take one out. Okay, and update the gallery. Save that. Okay, so that's looking pretty decent. Done. Publish. Okay, so there we've got a nice light box effect. If we click on any of those. Now let's do something else. Let's say I want to add in a video testimonial along with these testimonials next to the payment form. So I'm going to launch this, and let's click on the testimonials slider. Let's find the testimonials. And so this person here. Now, what I can do is, you notice that there's a media tab here. If I click on media, if I go to the YouTube, I'm just going to grab this YouTube URL, and you see this option, insert from URL. If I paste that in there, insert into the post, and I'll probably want to just add some space, give it a couple of rows, and save it. Okay, and I'll save that again. And so you're probably not noticing anything different yet. Okay, so what that means is, what we need to do is publish and refresh the page. There we go, and now we've got a video testimonial in there along with the written.
Peter's been a great partner. We look to always have great partners. We're doing a lot of different.
Yep. So that's great. Now, let's say I've completely changed my mind about all this, and I decided, you know what, I don't really want that video testimonial on there. In fact, I don't even want that gallery on there. I'll change my mind completely. So what I might do is go to the BabelTech page editor again, and go to revisions. Okay. Now, revisions are states after you've published the page. So if I click on this one, it's going to show me. Okay, so this is what it looked like before we added in that video testimonial. But let's say I want to go back even before that, and that's what it looked like before we added in even the photo gallery, and that's where I want to go back to. So I'm going to apply that. So you see, it's quite easy to step back to a previously published state using that revisions option. Yeah, all right. So maybe I'll just show you a few more things in the top left menu box here. Now, what we can do is we can save a template. Well, first of all, I'll show you this option, the publish layout. So this is just like a keyboard shortcut. So rather than go up here and go done published every time I want to publish something, I could just go Control P, and that'll publish that layout. So let's say, for example, let's change this to 20 weeks, and I can go Control P, and it said publishing changes, so it's published that. So that's just a quick keyboard option there. Now, what I can do is, if I make changes to this page and I really like them, I might want to save this template. And the way I can do that is either through the shortcut of Control J, or if I click on Save Template, and I need to give this a name. So let's say I'm going to say small change to the just something like that, something that's easy for me to identify. And if I save this template, what it means now is I can use this, the template for this entire page. I can use this anywhere in the site. So if I'm finished making the edits on this test version of the booking page, I can then go back to my live home page and apply this template, and that will then become the live version. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's take a look over here, And you'll see we got these are the different modules that we can use on the page. These are rows, like we can set up a row with 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, etc. But there are also these templates. Now these are like starter templates that are provided free for you to use if you wish. Now they're not all. In fact, I don't think any of them are really templates that are intended for ESL businesses, which is part of the reason why we've created some templates for you to use for ESL businesses. But let's say you wanted to use one of these starter templates to create your own page. Maybe I don't know. Let's try. Looks kind of interesting. Let's try this one. So it says, do you want to replace the existing layout or append a new layout? So append it would mean add it to the bottom, which you probably don't want to do in most cases, but here we're going to replace the existing layout. So let's try that. So it says, warning, changing the template will replace your existing layout. Do you really want to do this? Yes, we do. There we go. It's pretty fancy, isn't it? Moon landing for the rest of us. Okay. Wow, it's a nice parallax scroll effect there. Yeah, so if I wanted to use this as a starting point for creating, say, let's say a new home page, I could do that. I could make all the changes here, and I could save it. In fact, I'm going to hit Control P for publish. I'm done. And yeah, if I click done, so this is now what this page looks like. But let's say I change my mind again. Let's say, you know what, I'm not really fond of the moon theme after all. I want to import that saved template that I saved just before. So what I'll do is I'll launch the page editor and go here to saved. You see I've got saved. And what do I want saved? Saved columns, saved rows. Sorry, it's under templates. Yeah, save templates. Save templates. Yeah, this one. Okay. So it's under uncategorized because we can set up categories for the templates, but in most cases you're going to find them under uncategorized. So I'm going to choose this one. That's the one. That's what we saved just before. You remember, I gave it a label of a small change to number of weeks. So if I click on that, do I want to replace the existing layout? Yes. Okay. And we're back to, this is the one that we saved, the template we saved, the 20 weeks online lesson program version. So you can see how it's possible to make changes to a template. Well, first of all, so copy an existing page to a like a new page like this one, the test version. Then make changes to that template, then save the template, and then you can use that template anywhere else in your site, perhaps to replace an existing page or to create an entirely new page. The other thing is that you can use any of those starter templates that we saw, like the moon landing one, if you wanted to create something completely different. Yeah, so let's just look at a few more options, I think, on the top left menu here before we wrap up. So I showed you how to save a template. I showed you how to duplicate the layout. You remember at the beginning we did that. You can see the preview layout. That just shows you like the smartphone version, the tablet version, and the desktop version. So the responsive editing, it's kind of the same, but you get the option to edit things on the page. So I'll show you what that looks like. So you can see that now we're in looks like tablet version. Yeah, so we're in the tablet version, but you can see that I can click any of these and change them. let's say I want to change that back to 10 weeks now. So that, and similarly, if I go to the smartphone screen, I can edit these in real time as well. So that's what that version is. Preview, responsive editing, revisions. So that's we looked at just before. If you want to go back to a page state where it was published, the last time you published, you could do that through here. I'm not too sure about why these descriptions aren't more informative. So I'm not sure if that's a bug or a feature that hasn't been quite updated yet. But I think you can still work it out by just going back and just checking one by one what each one looks like. I might have to give this a second to catch up. There we go. Let's give it a second to catch up. So if you're making a lot of changes, sometimes things just get kind of queued up, and it needs a moment to catch up to where we are. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to tell it that we'll wait. All right, and so what do we got here? Revisions, yeah, history we looked at. As I said, that's if you're making changes in between publishing, they all get saved in your. Okay, yeah, they'll just get saved in your history tab. Yeah. Okay. Now these ones here, so layout, CSS, and JavaScript. Unless you really know what you're doing with CSS and JavaScript, I don't really recommend that you use these. So it's just an option where you can add in some CSS or JavaScript code to make your own custom edits to the appearance and behavior of the page. I think most people don't really want to use that. Global settings, again, I think probably don't need to use these. I mean, this is for doing things like setting the breakpoints. So like what does it regard as a tablet? Like what screen width does it regard as being a tablet device? What screen width does it regard as being a smartphone device? So the templates that you've been given have been pretty well tested on different device sizes. So I would think it would be better if you leave them at that. The advanced editor modules, global settings, yeah, again, that's something that I don't think we really need to change. The advanced UI brightness. Now, if you really like the dark mode here, you can use that. I don't, but some people do. Apparently, it's better for your eyes. So the WordPress admin, so you won't have really access to that. Well, you have access, but none of these things actually do anything. That's only a feature for the super admin for the network. Keyboard shortcuts. So that's where we can access things like, you remember before when I was looking for a module for the gallery, so I could go up and look for it the long way, which means go here, go plus, and modules, and search, and type in gallery. So that's one way to do it. Or if we come over here to keyboard shortcuts, and display module search. So it's saying I can use Control plus I. Okay, so if I go Control I, there you go. So it opens up the search panel. So it's just a little quicker way of doing things. It's not super important that you know about it, I think. And help. So if I click on help here, so what you'll see is there's a video which is published by the makers of this page builder tool, and it's actually in the getting started list of tutorials that you probably had as you opened your account. So it's just a short 4-minute video explaining the basics of using the page builder. So if you haven't watched that yet, I suggest you do. It's quite informative. We can take a tour. So you can see here there's a little pop-up saying choose a template. It's saying add rows. So it's just taking you on a tour and explaining how you go about editing the page using the page builder. I think by now you're probably familiar with most of this. Let's get building, okay? Yeah. So, yeah, so that's basically it. Yeah, so that's basically it for the tools, and I've explained like what you can do to go back and revert to a previous state of the page if you find that you've done something that you're not really satisfied with. So what we might do is, well, let's just publish this. And let's go to, actually I wanted to go to my pages. Yep. So this test version of the page. So I'm done with this because it was only for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to just send it to the trash can. There we go. And so it's in there in the trash folder along with one other page which I've trashed. All right, so I hope that that's given you some indications of how to troubleshoot when you're building with the page builder. If you get stuck at any point, if you really can't work it out, and you've looked at the documentation, then please reach out to me and we'll get you sorted out. So thanks very much, and bye for now.